After the ball show, here is your host, Sam Yarbrough. Today's a gift we all can feel. The wounds are raw, but time will heal. Be thankful now for where you stand, and hold the world in grateful hands. After the bars, we're rising strong, facing the world where we belong.
Welcome to the After the Bars podcast, and this is Late Night Mayhem with Sam Yarbrough.
Well, hey, Samsters, how's it going? I am Sam, and this is the After the Bars show podcast program thing. How you guys doing? I feel like it's been so long. I think it's been so long that I felt like this good, like mentally and physically, and that actually doing a show, speaking to you guys. So I'm super excited about today. I've kind of like have foregone politics. I know it doesn't really seem that way because I always have a little bit to say about something, politically here and there. But I, for the most part, the show moving forward is going to be more true crime and current events, sans, politics. But I think today is kind of a historic day, even though there's a lot of doubt and a lot of concerns that are out there. And I don't proclaim to be an Israel, Palestine, expert, but or PLO or any of the above. But I remember being a kid in the 70s, and there was a guy named Yasser Arafat. And maybe I'm not remembering it right, or I don't know. But I want to say that Yasser Arafat was part of these peace deals between Jimmy Carter and Yasser Arafat and this other dude. And I don't know if it was in Israel and Palestine, or if it was, Syria, or it might even have been like Egypt and Israel. I don't remember, but I just remember it being a historical event. And I remember seeing the Yasser Arafat guy with his turban, and if that's not the right term for it, I apologize. That this just what, and his, chic clothing and just going, wow, man, that's like, something that, we don't see in Los Angeles. And it was just, an amazing memory I had of all that going down. And Jimmy Carter was there. So anyways, I don't really follow this too closely. I do watch a lot of debates on it, and not knowing any of like the back history, it's hard to understand a lot of the debates, because unless they do unless they Sam-splain it, right? Like what they're actually talking about. I don't have like a true grasp or understanding of it. But I do feel like I do have a kind of a little bit of a grasp on this peace deal. Because I've been watching a lot of things today on it, so I could talk about it tonight. And so I'm just going to kind of start with the peace deal itself, play a little bit of our president talking about it, and then show what a few people are saying that are pro-Israel and pro-Palestine from the Piers Morgan show, and then just talk to you guys. And then let's also just check in with you guys. because I haven't done a live in a while, and at least not a live where I've like felt good about the show and seeing you guys and being able to do all the things correctly and getting your comments on stage and showing, you know what I mean? Just having it together. So we're going to give it the good old college try, and hopefully we'll have a great show. I am Sam, and this has been After the Bars. I'll start to respond.
Good morning to the chaos we ride.
So when I get texts, my own ideas.
Wake up, Sam. He's reborn again. One step forward from where he's been. Turn up the noise, flip the script today. Lights on, Sam. We've got dues to pay. A world on fire, but the winds still blow. This is Morning Mayhem. Welcome to the show.
And I love what Robin Bliss says. She says, I'm pro-American myself. Here. I second that. I'm definitely pro-American, America first. And, I think that's been a lot of contention about our support with Israel, that it's a lot of it hasn't come from a place of being America first. But I don't want to get too deep into that. I don't want this to be, I don't want this to be a show of, not that you were doing that, Robin, but what I'm saying is, I don't want, the chat to turn into like, F this, why are we even talking about this? America first, America, we get that. Me, Robin, and I'm sure most of the chat get that. Of course, we're America first. And hopefully this deal honors our support to Israel, and that they honor us back, and hopefully it's just not a big, I don't know how we can talk about this without getting a little, political. Maybe, people are going to have different views on it, but I'll just tell you how I see it. I do see it as a land grab, of course, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't want it to still go through, as long as it's peaceful for the Palestinians that have been, basically, massacred, and it's peaceful for the Israelis that have had terror on their doorstep. I just want there just to be peace for everybody. It's funny. We knew this peace deal happened like on Friday, where, is when they started releasing the hostages. And I was just thinking that at church, our pastor didn't say not one thing about it this week. Come to think of it. And I find that interesting. But fine, all the same. So I guess what I'm going to show first is I'm just going to read what Forbes has been talked about. They're breaking in the business section. Hamas releases all 20 surviving hostages under the Gaza ceasefire deal. Trump arrives in Israel. I think it's very telling. I just now thought of this, that Forbes in their business section made this announcement. I don't know if they have a political section, but anyways, I just wanted to read a little bit about it, and maybe it's redundant for some of you guys, but top line is the Israeli military said Hamas has released all 20 living hostages in its custody, 7 of whom have already re-entered Israel as part of the first phase of a ceasefire deal brokered by President Donald Trump, who arrived in Tel Aviv shortly after the first group was released. I think that's pretty amazing. Hopefully they're all safe and sound and healthy, as healthy as they can be. I don't know a lot about the treatment of the hostages, but they all came out, clean and not too svelte, like they didn't seem too malnourished, but I didn't see all of them. Key facts: in a statement issued on social media, the IDF said, according to information provided by the Red Cross, 13 hostages have been transferred into their custody and are on their way to IDF and ISA forces in Gaza. The release of the 13 remaining hostages comes just hours after Hamas freed 7 other hostages who have already crossed the border into Israel, accompanied by the IDF, and were taken into an initial reception point in southern Israel to reunite with their families. The condition of the hostages is unknown, but the IDF said that in an earlier statement, they will undergo an initial medical assessment after re-entering the country. I'm sure Hamas probably these last few weeks were making sure that they were well taken care of and tried to get them in the best health they could, handing them over, not just for the optics of it, but just so they can say, see, look, we've been taking good care of them the whole time, which I can't imagine that it was that way. But possibly, like I said, I don't know enough about it. The 7 released hostages have been identified by the Israeli government as Alon Ohel, Matan Agrest, Gali Berman, Ziv Berman, Guy Gilboa, Dalal Aitan Moran or Omri Moran, but no details have been shared about their condition. Israeli officials also released photos of the first group of freed hostages arriving in Israel. I don't know if this is it or not. Healthy. They looked healthy. Of course, we take care of our prisoners. And there's just some pictures. I'm just going to read this one little excerpt, and then I'm going to go over what the peace agreement actually is, and then I'm going to check in with you guys and do a roll call, and then we'll start a discussion, and maybe just hang out. We don't have to talk about Israel. It's Free Speech Monday. So what do we know about Trump's visit to Israel? President Trump arrived in Tel Aviv on Monday, just shortly after the Israeli military announced the hostages had crossed the Israeli border. Just before landing, Air Force One flew over Hostages Square in Tel Aviv, which has been the site of protests and demonstrations by members of the hostages' families. After his arrival, Trump was greeted by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President Isaac Herzog at the tarmac. Herzog's office has announced Trump will be given Israel's highest civilian award, the Israeli Presidential Medal of Honor, for his efforts to bring hostages home. The president is set to meet with the family of the hostages and then deliver an address to Knesset. I hope I said that right. To the Knesset, Israeli's parliament. Before departing for his Middle East trip, Trump declared that the war is over. Although Israeli officials, including Netanyahu, have insisted that this is only the first phase of a ceasefire, several people seated in the Knesset, I hope I'm saying that right, were seen wearing MAGA-style red hats adorned with the red text, Trump, the peace president. I don't disagree with that he's been a peace president. It just remains to be seen. I do think he wants to be known as the best peacemaking president. Even if that's for his ego, I don't see how it can be a bad thing. Do you know what I mean? Do I feel like he should have got the Peace Prize? I don't know. I think one, like, I didn't think Obama should have got the Nobel Peace Prize, but I don't necessarily, I think you have to, like, I feel like there should be like some longevity of living in a way that all your actions reveal a peace, and not even a peace, that all your actions, like, not only like reveal like God's character, but that just move forward in doing good by the world being our leader. I guess that's as well as I can articulate that. And I don't know, I necessarily think he's done that, but I'm definitely not taking this away from him either. Like no matter what your stance is on our president, you have to give him that he's got it to this point. The hostages have been released. Even if they broke out into war tomorrow, at least the hostages have been released, and the Palestinian have received a ton of hostages back. I think it's like 1 to 15. For every one hostage, is Israel released 15 hostages. Now, mind you, a lot of those guys weren't very. They were kind of some shady characters, and I don't know a lot of the detail about that, but yeah, it's been a little hectic. I did want to read a little bit. Well, let's show this. I'm gonna quick.
Darkness and captivity.
It's just a quick.
After 2 harrowing years in darkness and captivity, 20 courageous hostages are returning to the glorious embrace of their families, and it is glorious. 28 more precious loved ones are coming home at last to rest in this sacred soil for all of time. And after so many years of unceasing war and endless danger, today the skies are calm, the guns are silent, the sirens are still, and the sun rises on a holy land that is finally at peace, a land and a region that will live, God willing, in peace for all eternity.
Well, that was that was beautifully said. Yeah, I let's hope so, right? Let's hope so. Okay, let's go. I just want to read what the peace plan is moving forward. A lot of people are saying, Biden had this peace deal and wouldn't sign it, or it's the same exact deal that everyone was going to sign, and Biden, I don't know if I'm hearing this from unpartisan, commentators. So I don't know enough about it, but one thing I do know is that there's like some tunnels that Hamas was given billions of dollars, and they spent a lot of that money to build these tunnels, and in this agreement, those tunnels are to be destroyed, and that definitely wasn't in the Biden agreement. So let me just read through these real quick. Let me share the tab. One, Gaza will be de-radicalized, terror-free zone that does not pose a threat to its neighbors. Gaza will be redeveloped for the benefit of the people of Gaza who have suffered more than enough. 3, if both sides agree to this proposal, the war immediately will end. Israeli forces will withdraw to the agreed upon line to prepare for a hostage release. During this time, all military operations, including aerial and artillery bombardment, will be suspended, and battle lines will remain frozen until conditions are met for the completed staged withdrawal. Number 4, within 72 hours of Israel publicly accepting this agreement, all hostages, alive and deceased, will be returned. The deceased hostages have not been returned, and I guess they're working on that, and that's really sad. 5, once all hostages are released, Israel will release 250 life sentence prisoners plus 1,700 Gazans who were detained after 7th October 2023, including all women and children detained in that context. For every Israeli whose remains are released, Israel will release the remains of 15 deceased Gazans. 6, once all hostages are returned, Hamas members who commit to peaceful coexistence and to decommission their weapons will be given amnesty. Members of Hamas who wish to leave Gaza will be provided safe passage to receiving countries. 7, upon acceptance of this agreement, full aid will be immediately sent to the Gaza Strip. At a minimum, aid quantities will be consistent with what was included in the 19 January 2025 agreement regarding humanitarian aid, including rehabilitation of infrastructure, water, electricity, sewage, rehabilitation of hospitals and bakeries, and entry of necessary equipment to remove rubble and open roads. I know a little bit about that, some things that are going wrong with that, but it's not too severe. 8, entry of distribution and aid in the Gaza Strip will proceed without interference from the two parties, though the United Nations and its agencies and the Red Crescent, in addition to other international institutions not associated in any manner with their party, opening the Rafah crossing in both directions will be subject to the same mechanism implemented under 19 January 2025 agreement. 9, Gaza will be governed under the temporary transitional governance of a technocratic, apolitical Palestine committee responsible for delivering the day-to-day running of public services, municipalities for the people in Gaza. This committee will be made up of qualified Palestinians and international experts with oversight and supervision by a new international transitional body, the Board of Peace, which will be headed and chaired by President Trump, with other members and heads of state to be announced, including former Prime Minister Tony Blair. This body will be set. I shouldn't say because Tony Blair, I don't know if you guys remember, Tony Blair was part of the Northern Ireland peace accord in the after, help maintaining. Maybe I wish Tan Louise was here. She could probably help with that. Any of our Great Britain viewers could help me out with this probably a little more. But I just know he was a big help when Northern Ireland decided to grant peace to the rest of Ireland when they made that deal. And so he does have the experience. I do think he's lightweight, a war criminal in some ways. But anyways, which will be headed by and chaired by President Donald Trump and Tony Blair. This body will be set the framework and handle the funding for the redevelopment of Gaza until such time as the Palestinian Authority has completed its reform program and is outlined in various proposals, including President Trump's peace plan in 2020 and the Saudi-French proposal, and can securely and effectively take back control of Gaza. This body will call on best international standards to create modern and efficient governance that serves the people of Gaza and is conducive to attracting investment. 10, Trump economic development plan to rebuild and energize Gaza will be created by convening a panel of experts who have helped birth some of the thriving modern miracle cities in the Middle East. Many thoughtful investment proposals and exciting development ideas have been crafted by well-meaning international groups and will be considered to synthesize the security and governance frameworks to attract and facilitate these investments that will create jobs, opportunity, and hope for the future of Gaza. Here's the deal. Like, I get it. I get what a lot of people are thinking and what a lot of people are saying. And I can't wait to read what you guys are talking about in the chat. But you know, a lot of people are gonna say like, oh, this is a huge land grab for the banks, for even our president, for his, moving forward, and of course, Jared Kushner, his son-in-law has been involved in that. I've seen him in the background a little bit. I get it, but here's the deal. Someone has to do it. And our president has a lot of experience working on big projects like that. Yeah, he's been bankrupt before and he's come back and forth and shady deal or not shady deal. He knows his way around construction and building. So I think it's a good idea. Who else better to do it really, that has the political ties, the it seems like the trust of the Israeli people and the trust of the Palestinians, because they were all just praising our president. I get it, but our politics aside, I think there's not a better man for the job to do it. And I'm just, I haven't read any of these before. Like, I'm doing it just live here with you guys. Like, I didn't sign on tonight, with my own dissertation of what's going on. And then I didn't, for me to defend, my viewpoints and all these things. That's not what I came on to do. I came on just to react and to have a discussion with you guys on it. I wish I could tell you why I'm laughing. Okay, 11, special economic zone will be established with preferred tariff and access rates to be negotiated with participating countries. 12, no one will be forced to leave Gaza, and those who wish to leave will be free to do so and free to return. We will encourage people to stay and offer them the opportunity to build a better Gaza. Gaza, it's just destroyed, man. It's just destroyed. You see this beautiful coastline with just destroyed rubble building. Just think, like, trucks have to haul all of that out somewhere. There has to be, not has to be, I know they have a way of recycling that rubble into building material to build. There has to be a way. There has to be. There's no way where it's 2025 and they don't have a way to do that. I'd really be interested in knowing what that is. 13, Hamas and other factions agree to not have any role in the governance of Gaza, directly, indirectly, or in any form. Now, Hamas has agreed, and they're not trying to have any part of the government. I heard the prime minister talk today a little bit about it, and she's pretty confident that they're standing down, but they do want to be the military for the PLO, or whatever government ends up running Gaza. They want to be the military force, or the police, if you will. I just can't imagine them trading in their Hamas uniforms for police uniforms. I don't know what that would look like. Okay, all military terror and offensive infrastructure. All military terror and offensive infrastructure, including tunnels and weapon production facilities, will be destroyed and not rebuilt. There will be a process of demilitarization of Gaza under the supervision of independent monitors, which will include placing weapons permanently beyond use through an agreed process of decommissioning and supported by an internationally funded buyback and reintegration program, all verified by the independent monitors. New Gaza will be fully committed to building a prosperous economy and to peaceful coexistence with their neighbors. I mean, this is a huge undergoing. I mean, this isn't no easy task. I think, now that the guns will be set down, we hope. A lot of people don't think so, and a lot of people who have been positive about this agreement don't think so. But after the guns are laid down and the rockets and bombs stop flying through the air, and the Gazans are coexisting with war, they have their work cut out for them. It is not a fun time to be a Palestinian or a Gazan, or to live in Gaza. It's not, but I don't know. I just hope it goes fast and it remains peaceful. I really do, man. I'm going to be staying in prayer on this for quite a while. 14, a guarantee will be provided by regional partners to ensure that Hamas and the factions comply with their obligations, and the new Gaza poses no threat to its neighbors or its people. 15, the United States will work with Arab and international partners to develop a temporary international stabilization force, ISF, to immediately deploy in Gaza. The ISF will train and provide support to vetted Palestinian police forces in Gaza and will consult with Jordan and Egypt, who have extensive experience in this field. The force will be a long-term internal security solution. The ISF will work with Israel and Egypt to help secure border areas along with newly trained Palestinian police forces. It is critical to prevent munitions from entering Gaza and facilitate the rapid and secure flow of goods to rebuild and revitalize Gaza. A deconfliction mechanism will be agreed upon by the parties. 16, the Israel will not occupy or annex Gaza as the ISF establishes control and stability of the Israeli Defense Forces, or IDF, will withdraw based on standards, milestones, and timeframes linked to demilitarization that will be agreed upon between the IDF, ISF, the guarantors, and the United States, with the objective of a secure Gaza that no longer poses a threat to Israel, Egypt, or its citizens. Practically, the IDF will progressively hand over the Gaza territory it occupies to the ISF. The IDF will progressively hand over the Gaza territory that occupies to the ISF according to an agreement they will make with the transitional authority until they are withdrawn completely from Gaza, save for security perimeter presence that will remain until Gaza is properly secure from any resurgent terror threat. 17, in the event Hamas delays or rejects this proposal, the above, including the scaled up aid operation, will proceed in the terror-free areas handed over from the IDF to the ISF. An interfaith dialogue process will be established based on the values of tolerance and peaceful coexistence to try and change the mindsets and narratives of Palestinians and Israelis by emphasizing the benefits that can be derived from peace. 19, while Gaza redevelopment advances and when the PA reform program is faithfully carried out, the conditions may finally be in place for a credible pathway to Palestinian self-determination and statehood, which we recognize as the aspiration of the Palestinian people. And 20, the United States will establish a dialogue between Israel and the Palestinians to agree on a political horizon for a peaceful and prosperous coexistence. I mean, it seems pretty clear. I'm sure there's nuances and little things that none of us could even begin to understand, that are, that this agreement probably has issues with, that conflict. But I think they have a way to work on those as they come. We'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see. That's all we can do. I think I just really hope that this it ends up being a plus for the United States, and that I would say because so we don't have to be so Israel isn't like such a financial burden on the United States. But I looked at some numbers. I don't know. It was a few weeks ago when I was just came across this document and while reading something else, and we give so much more aid to other countries that the aid we give to Israel is nothing compared to what we give to like Japan and all these other countries. So England and so I don't really see that it's that much of a financial burden. But it'd be nice that if we didn't have to, that everyone was financially stable and we didn't have to help, and we could spend a lot more of that money here in the United States with our population and homeless and I think we got, starvation under control, but I know there's plenty of kids that are going to bed hungry tonight. And that makes me really sad. James Collins Cares says, I just seen this recap. Also, Hamas is not hummus, but hummus is good on pita bread. Hummus is good about almost on everything. Hey, Danette, how are you doing? Hummus is good on just about everything, I must say. I really love hummus. I love hummus with the red dried tomatoes. I really do. I really do. Was there something else I was going to show? Nope, that's my 3 tabs right there. I did want to show a little bit of Pierce Morgan, but I'm going to wait to show that, and I'm going to check in with you guys. Remind me, who aids us? Nobody, Susie. Nobody. We ate us. So easy answer. And hello to you. Thanks for being a part of the show. Shell W, welcome. Dubs in the house. Jen Marie, good to see you. My other's keeper. I'm so sorry about last week. Oh my gosh. I was so sick, spinning. I thought I was going to die. I am not exaggerating, Kim. I literally thought I was going to die. And it started like 45 minutes before we were supposed to go on. I was stressed out about my pharmacy, and I thought it was that. I started getting queasy, and I was telling Mariana what the doctor said about my medication being at the pharmacy. And I was like, oh, I feel queasy. First I said, I got a headache. Then I was like, oh, I feel queasy. And I ran to the bathroom and just started dry heaving. Then I was puking. Then I was dry heaving again. And it was just nuts. So, but we will get something put together. I promise. And Jen Marie and I have to do a part 2 to our show too. And hey, James Collins Cares, good to see you. Robin Bliss is in the house. How are you today? Danette, well, good evening to you. I must say good morning. Johnny Fitzpatrick. James Collins Cares, Robin Bliss, my other's keeper, Jen Marie, Susie Q, Robin Bliss, Susie Q, my other's keeper. I thought I saw other people here besides you guys. Who else did I see? Did I see Shell Dub, Danette, my other's keeper, Jen Marie? Oh man, this is going back so far. Wow. Johnny Lunchbucket, good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Susie Q, John Lazon. Hey, brother, how's it going? And I think that's it. Is that everybody? Yeah, I don't have a big audience anymore, but that's fine. All right, awesome. Let's go back down to the bottom. Yeah, so I've been the reason why I've been away for a while, like I've for multiple reasons. I've been sick. I got sick twice. And then the days I wasn't sick, I had like a block. I would go to sign on and I just could not, the words wouldn't come out of my mouth. And I was watching so many things, and then I would be like, okay, I'm going to do a show on this. And, I bet you I started probably 10 Charlie Kirk shows. But there's just so much bullshit out there about his assassination. And that's including the narrative, the official narrative, is that I don't even know how to report or how to bring anything to you guys in any succinct way at all. So I'm not. And then Karen Reed, I'm just talking about the things that I like to cover. And then the thing with Karen Reed, there's a bunch of infighting. going on, and I don't even want to talk about any of that. It's all drama. So not talking about that. If there's any court hearings that are coming up, good. I'll get on that. I did promise someone on X that I would start doing the Kelsey Fitzsimmons. Man, her boyfriend or ex-husband or whatever, whoever he is, he's a piece of shit, man. He's a piece of shit. She was trying to raise money for her legal fund, by selling her house, and he put in for, I think, child support. That he tried to get a money grab from the house. I think it was child support or something like that. But it was just shady. He's just a shady character, man. And I really think the person that shot her and arrested her, and that I think is lying about her, about the whole situation, I think is friends with her ex. And I really do. I think there's something shady going on. And I think the judge, just like is somehow has an interpersonal relationship with someone in the back, in the behind the scenes. And it's going to be another shady trial, court hearing happen with her too. I can smell it. And I don't know where to begin covering it, just by catching everybody up on it, and we'll just start doing it every day. So yeah, that's where I'm at with yeah. Robin Bliss says, until something happens in court, there's nothing but gossip to talk about on the Charlie Kirk front. So it's best left alone. Exactly. I've been down some huge rabbit holes with the whole thing, and it's ugly. It's so ugly. Same thing with the Karen Reed case. JFK and Turtle Boy and Glare. I like all of those guys equally. Nurse Kim and Jess Machado. I love both of those women. Not love, but you know what I mean. And everyone's just brawling. They're just brawling, and everyone's saying that they're not the drama, and I don't know. It's crazy. Lindsay Gattani, just all of it. Oh, and then the Australian connection, the koala bear and kangaroo true crime, and it's just weird, man. It's just super weird. And yeah, so definitely. Oh, really? Donna Adelson got sentenced today? Oh my gosh, Jen Marie's officially homeless today. Can we get prayers and threes for Jen Marie? I'm sure she's got a plan. I hope so, but let's pray for her situation, like literally pray, not just send her good energy, like say a prayer for her, please. We just wish you nothing but the best, Jen, and as soon as we can, let's do a show. And let us know if we need to do a fundraiser like we did for Mischief Managed. She did tell me on a few shows ago that we really helped catch her up like 2 months with her mortgage, and I think what we do, like 14-hour show. So yeah, if we need to do something like that, I'm down. I'm totally down to do that. You just say the word and we'll get some guests put together and we'll just do it. I don't remember you telling me if it was a financial thing or if it was just a landlord thing. I can't remember. I think it was just like a landlord saying like, hey, you got to be out. Anyways, it's none of our business, publicly, but that's your story to tell. But yeah, if you need us to have like a fun little fundraiser, get it? Fundraiser. I'm totally down. What else is going on, guys? I think I'm just gonna stick with you guys and not watch the Pierce Morgan stuff, although it's really good. But I really feel like I'm the only one who's really interested in it. In it. So. James Collins Cares says, I think I understand this. I would never see someone have no home. I can't help for a period of time. Yeah, I think he's saying come to Canada for a couple of days. Yeah, see, look, Robin Bliss says she has a spare bedroom if necessary. Yeah, it was a landlord thing. Yeah. Yeah. South Carolina looks like there's No, you didn't. I don't think you brought everyone down, hun. Nope, not at all. I mean, of course we care for you, and if you're down, we're down. But if look, I would go to Canada. You're right there close to the border. James Collins says, come hang out. You guys can pick strawberries and we can do live shows. And, I'll send you, I know James Collins doesn't have a laptop because by choice, not because he can't get one. But if we need to send you guys a laptop, that'd be dope. Yeah, definitely never be ashamed to share her. I don't think she is, or else she wouldn't have. But I get it. What else is going on? Not a lot, man. Everything else is just gossip and politics. I'm trying to think of anything cool to share. I did publish a video today, guys. If you want to go check it out, it's just I seen this guy get tased and he's a big dude. And I was like, oh man, he's gonna rip that out because that's what I do. The last few times I've been tased, I just rip them out right in the middle of being tased. But he fell like whatever falls. And and then like right after that, I seen one with this girl and she was like fighting him still and saying, I'm gonna sue. And she ripped him out and kept going at him. They had to get tased again, and that didn't stop her. So yeah, so I made a little video about that. But yeah, Jen Marie says, if I go to Canada, I'm never coming back. Yeah. Yes. I just seen your comment about she's pro-Israel and pro-Palestine and anti-Hamas and anti-Netanyahu. Yeah, some say, Netanyahu can't have a non-war situation or be a non-com because if everything dies down, then he's going to get extradited for all his war crimes. And so that's like one of his kind of one of the driving factors behind him, being a wartime, president or prime minister, whatever they call him in Israel, is that, yeah, that if stuff dies down, that, he has to face his triumph. And I think Donald Trump called for a pardon today. And it was not accepted very pleasantly. I think actually there was even some protesters in the Knesset or whatever it's called, the parliament in Israel. I seen an interview with the guy who kind of stood up and went crazy. Jim Marie says, Sam, watch John Oliver's coverage of Netanyahu that he did last week. Very informed. Oh, I would love to do that. I would love to do that. I will do that. Absolutely. Oh, You guys want to know how stressed out I've been because of life, money, everything? Look what I started doing again. Okie doke. It's on YouTube. All right, perfect. Can you believe that? Ugh. Yeah, but they're so good. They taste so good. Well, no, when I'm done with them, they taste horrible. I'm like, ugh, why am I doing this? But that first one in the morning, oh man, it's so good. It's so good. I know, guys. I know. I shouldn't even have told you guys. But I smoke less. At least I'm not, hitting the vape all the time, which I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I do still have that, but there's hardly any nicotine in it. It's just the oil that coats your lungs. That's really the bad thing about it. I know, I'm trying. Say question, Sam, explain that. I'm so glad Susie Q found us. She's perfect for us. I know I suck. I know. Damn it. Call me man. I still haven't gotten our first episode. Okay, yes. Okay, I will. Jen, I'm sorry, I'm answering. You need to call it. Yes, I will. When I and I put this on everything. When I do what's tomorrow? Tuesday? When I take Hazley to school tomorrow, I will sit down right here and I'll make a post-it note right now and I will ring you up if I don't do it tonight. But I think the fam want to watch a movie or something tonight. Well, it's 8:00. They might be falling asleep here soon. James Collins Care says cigarettes are my favorite way to get nicotine, and I buy cigarettes from Native Reservation. Is no additives. It's you buy their brand. Do they have their own brand that there's no additives, or do they have like Marlboros with no additives? I'm very, very yes. I do have Audible, Kim. Okay, because I won't be able to move tomorrow from all the lifting today. Had one person helping me. Okay. So call tomorrow. You can email me at insidethemindx@gmail.com. Insidethemindx@gmail.com. I do have a cool picture from. Let me find this. Pictor. See if I can find it. Jeez, where is it? There it is. Save image. This is from Sunday when Mariana were at church. We didn't go into the service. I mean, we were there at the service, but there's like these hallways that go around the service, and there's like these big television screens that have the service, and you can sit out in the chairs. And last week was the first time we did that, and we really enjoyed it. Yeah, we really enjoyed it because it was easier we had tables for our notes and for our Bible study. It was pretty cool. Oh, we need to give Danette some blessings. She needs some blessings. Yeah, please. Prayers and blessings for Danette. Absolutely. hopefully everything's going okay with you. Yeah, you should call Kim. Kim's amazing. Oh, thank you for putting up the email also, Danette. I appreciate you. What else is going on? Well, nobody's seen my goal. Oh, it ended. Damn it. I had a goal if I got 10 super chats tonight that I would go live for 20 days straight. I guess no one wanted to see me live for 20 days. I go to my local church via YouTube. Falling asleep during the service is embarrassing. Yeah, I do that too sometimes. Especially if I've, of course, have been up late. And it's not because the service isn't completely interesting and like I'm excited to be there. I go into like a trance of some sort, and then I fall asleep. Really, it can happen to me even if I've had a lot of sleep. It's crazy. It's so crazy. Yeah, it really doesn't matter if I had sleep or not. I just get into like a trance, and it's kind of nuts. Let me turn this. Oh no, that's way too bright. Fundamental Fire and Brimstone. I love those sermons sometimes. Sorry, I was reading an email. Yeah, so what was I talking about? I can't even remember what I was talking about. But anyways, guys, that's it. I just wanted to kind of come in and check in with you guys. Yeah. And try to, figure stuff out. Or just to, let you guys know what's going on. I am hoping to do a show maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I need to figure out some things, some financial things for myself. Yeah. I might not even be able to do the show. I haven't made that decision yet, but it's possible I might not even be able to do it. I might have to. If I did, it would be like maybe one on the weekends or something like that. So I'm just trying to figure it out. I mean, I really haven't, because of just the stress of money and just the show not doing well like it used to. I mean, it started piddling off even when I was doing it every day. That's why I had to stop doing it. If you guys remember, I had to go get a construction job, and then I hurt my back. All my back issues came up again, and so I couldn't do that for very long because my injections stopped working. So now I'm just waiting for surgery, but I do have to do something because it just isn't working out. Yes, I will give James your email. But all right, guys, you guys have an amazing day or evening, wherever you're at. And I hope to see you guys soon. I will try to do a show tomorrow. Susie, shoot me an email. I love you guys, and I hope to see you guys all again soon. Okay, bye.
The sun was shining, the sky open wide. Your words still fly like flags through our town, our guide. Stand up for truth, you called us to do. And after the bars, we are Charlie, raising red, white, and blue.
What's your name?
None of your business, unfortunately, but
Okay, hello, nice to meet you, none of your business.
thank you, I appreciate it. So do you love America?
Yes, I do.
I hate America. Every state in the USA should be an independent country. What do you think of this?
Well, I just first have to ask, since you hate the country, do you plan to leave?
What do you mean by that?
Do you plan to go live in another country?
No, I do not.
Let me tell you something.
Your face is an idiot.
America is the only country where even those who hate it refuse to leave. That's how you know you live in a great country.
Can you prove that? Well, thank you. May I have a hat?
No. So let me ask you,
Thank
none of
you.
your business. Who do you plan to vote for?
I plan to vote for Kamala Harris.
Why?
I mean, you answered my question, so I'm done here. Like, there are people waiting.
Can you tell me her greatest accomplishment?
No, I can't.
Can you tell me a single accomplishment?
I cannot. I want to leave. Like.
With stripes on our shoulders and stars in our sights. So we'll rise hand in hand for the good of this land. We'll carry Charlie's flame. Let the flag still wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Through sorrow and toil, our voices ring true. We'll stand for the stars and the red, white, and blue. We'll carry Charlie's flame. Let the flag still wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Through sorrow and trial, our voices ring true. And after the bars, we are Charlie, blazing red, white, and blue. We are Charlie, you're Charlie, I am Charlie, a reborn